Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is going to be a guide on kind of how to shop the markets in the game. So this is going to be pretty much a super quick, super short guide. But I do know that some people actually have trouble finding the gear that they want. So hopefully this will make it a little easier for them. So this is the equipment market right here. Blank, haven't searched for anything yet. And when people make sets, there's two ways they make sets. The easy way, which is completed sets, and the more difficult and complicated way, which is custom sets. Neither of them are really too tedious. As a new player, typically you'll gravitate towards the completed sets first, but I wanted to kind of explain how to search for both here, if you're up to that. For completed sets, it's super easy. Let's say you know a piece of the set, like the gobble headgear, and you can look up. Actually, I might leave a link to the Dofus set page in the description of this video. They actually give you the entire list of all the sets in the game, and you can kind of see what stats it gives and all that. But for complete set, you find a piece like, let's say, gobble headgear. You can type like that, or you can just click hat and then search there. And if you click this, it'll give you all these different for sales for the gear. The reason why equipment does this, but resources do not, if you watch the deep dive video I put up earlier, is because if you hide this equipment, it says 16 to 20 strength and 16 to 20 intelligence for the global headgear. That's because gear can change stats. It's not a set level of stats. So like, for example, this one has 17 strength and 16 intelligence. So it's a little better for strength characters, a little worse for intel characters. You can go down. Here's one for 20 strength. So it has perfect strength for what its range is. You can even go super expensive on pieces. And here's one that's overmaged intelligence. So it has 39 intelligence when the normal range for it was 10 to 20, I believe it was. Yeah, 16 to 20. Sorry, they change those ranges like every few years and it throws me off. Here's one exotic mage to have 100 vitality on it, which is something people often do when they're doing PvP, is overmage vitality so they last longer. But when you go into like search for specific pieces of gear, you want to always look at this range and then compare to what you need. So if you're making a strength character, you don't want to buy a headgear that's lacking in strength. Like, let me see if I can find one real quick in here. Oftentimes there will be ones that are catered. Yeah, this kind of works. So this one's overmaged intelligence, but then strength, they use that as a sink, which is a maging term. Don't worry too much about it until you get into maging gear. But they use the strength as a sink to increase the intelligence. So the strength on this is horrible, and you would never want to use this on a strength character set. So make sure to kind of get the stats you want. This one's perfect strength, perfect intel. So if you're doing a early game hybrid build, like if you have the spells and want to try it out early, this is a perfect piece to start on for that. And it's still pretty cheap. It's 10,000 for it, which you can get fairly quickly. I'll show you in some other videos kind of some of the easy ways to make early cash. Not something you can get rich off of, but something that can help you fund like your early sets. So you want to buy or find one like that, buy it if it fits you. But with the completed set aspect, if you right click this and click set, so what this does is it'll tell you every piece that's in the set. You can highlight it to show you, like, for example, the global cape gives 36 to 40 vitality, and then it gives you a range of initiative as well. And then here, if you only plan on wearing a partial of the set, like let's say you only plan on wearing 3 of the pieces, you can change that to show you what the bonuses will give you on top of what the equipment will give you. And if you check mark this here, it'll show you the stats of the items that you select combined with the set bonus. So like if you select those 3, it'll show you the 20 strength and intel you can get from this, or 16 to 20. It'll show you the vitality and summons here. It'll show you the vitality initiative there. And then it will show you the 3 item set bonus added into the rest. So this is the easy way to kind of build a set. The more complicated way, especially if you're just doing it in game, but you can get a lot better results sometimes with it, or it allows you to equip certain trophies later in the game to get even more stats, is custom sets. And a custom set is essentially you're just hand picking gear for each slot that is the most efficient at your level for what you want. So, like, for example, you might put on the Royal Global headgear when you're level 32 because it gives you up to like 30 strength as a base level. And, or here's one that's 29 intel. So if you're in intel, you can buy this one. And then what you do is you'd go to the capes and if I can find the Royal. So if you go to the capes and look at this, you're in intel, but the cape only gives you strength. So this is a wasted slot. You can technically get it anyway and get vitality, but you're missing out on a lot of damage numbers. What you can do instead, though, is you go to capes, and instead of looking for the set cape, you're going intel, so you just checkmark the intelligence box. And for a level 32 character, level 21 cape gives you 21 to 35 intelligence. So you've already given yourself 35% more damage on your base damage by simply switching out the cape. And so you'd go through and you do this for every item piece. Let's say you're also a Craw, which is the archer class in the game. And a lot of their spells are modifiable range, meaning you can get plus or minus range stats that will increase the range of those spells or decrease them. So you can check mark the range box here, and maybe you're an Intel Craw. Look at that. Level 59 Wabbit Ears gives you Intel, gives you Wisdom for more experience, gives you health, gives you range, and it gives you flat fire damage, which 5 fire damage, depending on the spell, could easily be worth like another 30 or 40 intelligence. So this is really useful for building custom sets to overachieve what you're doing at your level. If you look at my current character, I'm actually doing a combo set. Sorry. So this probably does not help at all. So if you look at this, I have a 4-piece set, which is the Pippin Blop set on. The stats are pretty high for their values. I actually have Overmage Vitality on 2 of these pieces. And then this set is only a 4-piece set. So this is everything in it. So obviously I have more slots open. So what I do is I fill the slots with like this Dora, which is kind of the upgrade to the Royal Global headgear for strength and intelligence. It gives a ton of strength, or it can give a ton of intelligence, or it can give a decent amount of both. So this is a typical upgrade for those 2 builds. I have the Tree Cop on too, which is giving me a decent amount of strength and a ton of vitality. And I let me just drag this back on. And I have the Beowulf Axe. It's mage to be a hunting weapon, so I can use this to level my hunting profession because it helps. I can drop meats now with it, and it gives almost 40 strength. And you'll end up doing this probably at some times. Is you're going to have filler pieces, regardless if you want to go complete set or custom. But this is like slightly more complicated, but not that difficult. And you don't even have to do this at this level. Like if you look, there's a set called the Terradala set. And I might be able to equip this whole thing at this level. Let's see. No, I can't. So this set's level 83 set. So you can easily get into the 80s, 100s. There's complete sets this big almost the entire way through the game if you wanted to just stick with that. And you can see this, like the bonuses are pretty decent. Like combined with the items in the set, you're looking at 600 bonus health in your 80s, resistances, initiatives, damages, movement point range, 2 AP. So going complete sets is not a bad path. Trying to min-max, you would always want to go custom sets. And this shop does not have the idols. Not idols, sorry, the trophies. And I do not remember. Oh, here they are. Sorry, they're in the Dofus tab. And the reason custom sets are so good for min-maxing is because... Let me find a decent one. At level 50, you can put trophies into your dopus slots, and they give a bunch of different effects. They all give like one stat bonus. So like for here, for example, there's two versions of this item. There's the three, sorry. There's the Air Wrecker, which gives you 5 air damage, but you lose fire resist, so you actually become more glass cannon. There's the Air Destroyer, which gives you 3 air damage, flat and simple. And then there's the Air Devastator, which gives you 5 air damage. But if you look under the conditions for it, it says set bonus less than 2. What that means is to be able to equip the stronger trophy like that, you have to have this kind of set bonus or lower. So what it means is you can have 1 set bonus level total amongst all your gear. So if you have like 2 pieces of the global set on, you can't put on 2 pieces of the the Golden Scar set, because now you have 2 set bonuses. And this is where the customization becomes complicated then, because you want to optimize to have the best 2-piece set bonus while also having the most efficient gear in every other slot that is not part of a set, or that don't share the same set, because then you wouldn't be able to equip the stronger trophies. But that's pretty much everything with creating sets. It's not too complicated. There's plenty of filters for what you're looking for. The one thing I will say is make sure that in this game, you can't really cover weaknesses on a class well. So like Akra, the archer class, you can't make them strong against melee. So if you're in melee range in the first place, your goal is to get out of it. So if you were to take something like a shield, which usually has, like here, this one has melee resist, but you lose range resist. You wouldn't want this shield because you don't want to be in melee range anyway. So you'd want to find a shield that gives you range resistance so that you can play even better into your strengths. So you want to hyper focus kind of on your class's strengths instead of trying to cover its weaknesses, and rely on other players, other classes, situations to control your weaknesses instead. I hope this guide helps you a bit with kind of searching the market, building up your sets as you start to explore the game. I hope you enjoy the game, because I have played this for 15 years maybe, and I love the game still. And I wish I had that feeling that new people get when they get to start exploring the world again. They get to start figuring out what's going on, what they can do, and all this fun stuff. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them below in the comments section, and I will see you next time.
Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.